This afternoon, 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Photograph is finally carrying airport. Quite a short runway across the peninsula. So you'll see it by then, there's a huge flare, that's 69 something.
Here you are.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Just pop it down the side there. Okay. No worries. Thank you very much.
Look. Any chance to over there?
You can when you're getting off, yeah?
Thank you.
I never really thought about it before.
Oh, we're going to check it over on your shoe.
Agent, come down here.
The Concorde so flaps, you won't be as you feel to come back. One of the things with Concorde is it's basically built for speed and luxury. You'll most probably already notice that from just sitting in the lovely seats here. If you've been on EasyJet or something like that where your knees are under your chin, yeah? On this aircraft, the seats are spread out a lot more because British Airways and Air France wanted to portray this image of luxury travel. But I'll start with the speed first of all. This aircraft normally cruises at 1,350 miles an hour. That is basically 1 mile every 2 seconds. Just to give you some idea of that speed, I live 45 miles away from the airport here. And if I'm lucky tonight when I finish, it will take me 45 minutes to get home. If I went home in Concorde at its cruise speed here, I would be home in 90 seconds. And believe it or not, in the time you're sitting in the cabin here, we could fly all the way down to Heathrow, circle over Heathrow and come back again. It would only take us 6 minutes to fly from here to Heathrow Airport. Okay? And if anybody's been on holiday to the likes of Tenerife and Cyprus, where it takes you 4.5 hours, 5 hours, if you went in Concorde, it would only take you 1 hour and 10 minutes. But there is a disadvantage. This aircraft does not have a lot of luggage space. So if all 100 passengers on here actually bought a really big suitcase with them, you would not get them all in the hold. And if you came with a small suitcase, you wouldn't get it in here. These are very, very small. You will only get a flat briefcase and a coat in here. So the space on Concorde is at a limit. The reason being is on Concorde there is 4 very, very thirsty turbojet engines. And to give Concorde any substantial range, they've had to fill up a lot of the areas that do not have passengers in full of fuel. So you've got both wings full of fuel, underneath the cabin in the back there is full of fuel, and also the tail of the aircraft is full of fuel. Because otherwise you wouldn't be able to go to the Caribbean, because the Caribbean at the present time is on the very limit of the range for Concorde. Alright. In terms of the speed, you could get to New York in 3 hours 20, 3 hours 50 minutes. That's half the time it takes in, say, a jumbo jet, 777, something like that. And as a result, Concorde could go across the Atlantic 4 times in a day, which was beneficial really, because that meant a lot of people travelling on Concorde first thing in the morning didn't have luggage with them, because there were business people that would go to New York, do the business and come back on a later Concorde later in the day there. So they would not normally have luggage with them. The fastest speed that Concorde has been clocked at was 1,488 miles an hour coming back from New York one day. And that was only because it had the jet stream behind it all the way back there. Okay. And that time, when it was doing 1,488 miles an hour, the time it took to get back to Heathrow was 2 hours and 52 minutes. So that's the sort of speed you've got there. Now, as regards to the luxury for starters is the seating. What do you think of the seats you're sitting in? Yes? Each of these seats you're sitting in are the third lot of seats that were put in Concorde in its 27-year history. These were put in after the Paris air crash to try and make the aircraft a little bit lighter. Alright? And when they first built Concorde, the manufacturers actually wanted to squeeze 140 seats into the aircraft. If you put 140 seats in this aircraft, you wouldn't be having that legroom that you've got now. When they actually took delivery of the aircraft, British Airways and Air France only asked for 100 seats to be put in. So you've got 40 from the forward galley here to the toilets in the middle, and you've got another 60 seats in the back of the aircraft, and right at the back you've got another galley there. That galley is a lot bigger than the one in the front there. And I still don't know how they used to do them fantastic meals with these 2 little galleys there. You've also got to remember that when you flew on Concorde, during the flight, you actually got extra legroom. Yeah? People say, how's that happen? The reason being is because during the flight, Concorde used to stretch because of the heating effect, etc., and the inertia. So during the flight, you would get an extra couple of millimetres of legroom in front of you there. Now, regarding the actual luxury with the food, does anybody work for an airline here? No, thank goodness for Otis put his hand up there. Did you? Well, I'm going back a bit now, but when Concorde was in its heyday, and you very often used to go with the likes of Thomas Cook and these sort of airlines here. They used to give you an in-flight meal. It's like a congealed chicken curry in a foil container. Yeah. And if you flew with the same airline 6 months later, they were still serving the same type of food. And it was very often in like a formica little tray thing. Yeah. And you had all the other stuff there, like plastic glasses and that. On Concorde, you had proper cutlery at the time. Overseas Airline Corporation were originally going to buy this aircraft. In 74, when they built this one, that was when they merged the two airlines together. Okay then folks, have you all enjoyed it? Yeah? Okay, don't make sure, don't leave any possessions on board. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah, you can have a...
Not easy. Climate control, volume. You okay to grab my coat?
No, we don't.
Sorry. How many times babies ever went on?